What in the world happened here? Hi, it's Judgment of the Pharaoh. You guys should smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more on us. I guarantee you, half of you have never seen Judgment of the Pharaoh or Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship. But what's so broken about this is you pay half your life points to select and activate an appropriate effect. Now, if Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship's in your graveyard, until the end of this turn, your opponent just cannot. Alright, just literally cannot normal summon, set, flip summon, or special summon a monster, or activate the effects of monster effects, and their monster effects are negated. Did you catch all of that? Now, if you have Unity in the graveyard until the end of this turn, you get the effects of all spells and traps in your opponent's side of the field, and your opponent cannot activate or set spells and traps. This is only legal in North America, in Japan. This was a Shonen Jump magazine promo that was never actually distributed in Europe. Now, you're probably asking yourself, okay, so what's the worst that's happening with this? Unfortunately, the last light play copies on the market are gone for Judgment of the Pharaoh. It's now a $240 card, which probably will never see the light of day in a reprint again. Now, here's your problem. Yu-Gi-Oh! Friendship, which was the card that everybody was joking about during a 6-year period much long ago with the forcing of the handshake, is also in an awkward position of $350+. Those are no sales on those, but that's just the reality of what's going on here. The last time this saw play was when we had the ability to dump down and search for these cards to make this combo live. There is no real reason why this should be happening right now, but it is effectively a turn skip if you can see the powerhouse card to make it. So I just wanted to, because this is truly the definition of what in the world is happening here. I don't know. I really don't. Another mystery over the weekend. So if you saw yesterday's Market Watch, you noticed how we were all scratching our heads and going, that's a lot of buyouts that are happening here. You know, this doesn't make sense to me. Why are we seeing all of these buyouts? Well, somehow, Alt-Art, Droll and Lockbird was kind of caught up in the, we're going to call it the hilarity of the buyouts here. Alt-Art, Droll and Lockbirds are now officially worth more than the OTS Ultimate Rares. OTS Ultimate Rares are $64. Alt-Art QCRs are $74. You can buy, now this is my favorite part, you can buy original art QCR Droll and Lockbirds for $18 a piece. What in the hell is going on with this market? Because I've been asked this, I've had at least 3 DMs over the last 24 hours going, Robbie, have you seen Droll and Lockbird? Hey, what's going on with this? Do you know something? No. I don't know anything, because this one's as strange to me, because I my own personal playset is the Alt-Arts, because I honestly do prefer the Alt-Art. It's got a little bit more going on in it than the traditional picture. So to suddenly see, surprise, we have an Alt-Art running around, there's just not much else to this. So, I mean, sure, congratulations to Alt-Art, Droll and Lockbird. You officially are worth something. What's crazy to me is it shows that, we had a market price of $40 for this, and one actually sold for $150 for the Droll. So I mean, I don't have an answer for you. I really don't. I'm sorry, but sure, man. The whole market is an absolute dumpster fire now. Now, something that we were predicting, Malong. Wow, Super Malongs, or excuse me, Supers. Maybe next OTS pack. Malongs have actually hit the $8 mark on the Ultra Rares. And meanwhile, commons are 50 cents. Now, I will say this again for those of you that didn't listen to me last week when we made the video. Harmonium is coming. Harmonium is one of the best cards that you can use to, use these generic extra deck tools to be able to do something. Also, Harmonium is a stupidly broken good card for the way that it works. Combining it in addition to, the interactions with Malong, combining it with the other interactions that the other tools are able to give you. This also kind of reminds me, like, you should be anything that has an extra deck dump potential right now is something that you need to be, if you're planning on picking up Harmoniums, you need to be aware of this. Do I think Malongs are going to hit $10? Considering the fact that we're already borderlining $8 coming up from $6, and that's a weak gain, I really hate to say it, but I think you might see this. But once again, alternatively, you have the 50 cent, they're like $1 after shipping and, fees and all that. That's fine. The alternative is still there. And I do kind of think we will see another rarity, super rare OTS card somewhere along the way. It makes sense that we see this at some potential, but for those of you, I need to say it again, Harmonium is coming. If you need extra deck cards to fling at your opponent that are utility synchro options, please get them now. Because it's going to be great when people are I can't believe this card's so expensive. I have no energy for this. Lacrima. You know what missed the tins? Yeah, or the tins. Missed Rarity 5, Lacrima, and Fiendsmith tracked. So what's happening now? Well, you've got suddenly, $80 on Lacrima is fine, but now we got people out here looking around going, why are the Lacrimas from Rage of the Abyss $18? Why are they going up to $20? And you got other people looking at the Megatin versions like, why are these $16? Well, we've kind of completed the trifecta of Fiendsmith goodness at this point. We've got just very, very good players that I guess are wanting to pick this up and try it. And also, let's call it what it is. Like, the Fiendsmith package has become so splashable in all of these different builds that, players just want to test it out. And obviously, between tracked and between, Lacrima, the package still has some very extremely decent value at this stage. And this is all just because, you're making Wave King Kaiser for all of your boards. So I really don't think it's worth it to pick up Fiendsmith cards right now. And I'm not just saying that because, I don't feel like I want to play the combo decks myself that involve it. It's just you're just playing all of these extra cards to either dedicate some slots to Desiree, or you're trying to do this on the premise of, a Wave King Kaiser to protect your field. Those are the only two reasons why we are looking at the massive involvement of this package in the first place. So I'm going to pass on this. To answer the question, $16 to $18 is it's okay. It's the price that matters. We do have battles coming out, or the next set coming out in June. Maybe it's going to be in there. And then Ghost or a Dark Magician Girl from the Ghost from the Past. So Ghost from the Past, a second haunting. This should not surprise anybody. The Blue Eyes White Dragon and the Dark Magician Girl in this set have truthfully been neck and neck with each other for years to try to become, who's going to come out on top. The Dark Magician Girl or the Blue Eyes for long-term, value. It looks like right now your Blue Eyes White Dragon LPs are settling about 300, with near mints coming in at about 300 to 320. Now, the Dark Magician Girl is a completely different story. You only have LP up to 370. So, truthfully, it looks like the Dark Magician Girl is winning again. Now, I hate to say this too, because this is one of those expensive cards, but ever since the collector's eyes are on our game, the more that they explore into this, and the more that they see the novelty items, a Ghost or a Dark Magician Girl, for example, of course these cards are going to actually start to disappear. This is just how it works right now. So Ghost from the Past, the second haunting, is finally getting some W's. But these were already two cards that were already massively sought after. And to see that, they are now experiencing the uptick was within, the realm of prediction. So what do you guys think about everything that's kind of happening today? This market is such an interesting place. You guys have a good rest of your day, all right? Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.